Dollar index, we want to analyze the chart for the next week. Okay, as you can see, based on the dollar index, we have been discussing about this because we mentioned that we have two options. That means we are looking for the up move. Now the question is whether the price from here can start the uptrend, or we should wait the price break this low before we get the move we are looking for the up. Okay, the reason is if we move to weekly chart, based on weekly chart, this is the low we are looking for. Even we mentioned if the price break this low, can give us a better confirmation for the next move up. Anyway, we move to forward chart. We want to see how we can trade for the next week. And for the next week, we need to look for this correction. We want to see whether we get the sell down move or we get the buy. Okay. Anyway, if you refer back to my last video analysis, when the price was here, okay, we were talking about this correction. Now the question is whether this correction still is valid. And this is, we have 1, 2, 3, and this move is already finished, because if you refer to the MACD and compare these two and this one, we have a divergence. Okay, in that case, we can one of the option was this is the start of the price. That means start of the down move. We can expect this one to continue and move lower. Okay, in that case, still we can expect we are within this move, down move, and this is the correction, and the price can drop some more. And another option is maybe we will have this one, and we can expect to get one move up before we get this, or before this one continue. Anyway, even we go for this option, still there is a possibility we get one move down before we get the up move. That means still we can expect the price to drop. We get this one before we get this move up. Anyway, whether the prices start from here, we will have the different flat. Even if drop, break this low, we'll have a different flat. Okay. Now the question is whether this is the one is going to, this is the start of the down move, or based on this correction, or we will have a bigger correction here for the next move up, whether from here or lower. Anyway, we want to see how we can trade for this, whether we can look for sell or we look for buy, how we can trade it. In this case, I move to lower time frame 1 hour chart. Okay. I want to see how as I explained based on forward chart, we want to see how we can trade for this, whether we should look for sell or for buy. But right now we don't have any trade setup. Okay, first I will talk about this sell. That means next week, if we want to look for sell, in that case, we will consider this is a correction for the next move down. Okay, how we can trade it? Okay, in that case, one of the option, if when the market open, we have this correction, one of the option is to have an entry below this. Okay, again, it depends on the traders, whether they have experience to trade with the entry below or not. Because for this, what we're expecting the price to drop, break, and continue. That means sharply price drop. But if the price drop and we see it's not moving, then we don't take the trade. Okay, if the price sharply drop, break this low, tag, we see it's not moving or it's correcting, we take out the trade. This is what I want to see. Okay, this is one of the option. But if the price, when the market open, if the price correct and move a bit higher and higher, then having this one, entry below this is not a good valid. Maybe I can explain if the price break this top. Okay, then we are not going to look for sell by having entry. Then from there we can look, if we want to look for sell, we should look for trade setup. Okay, that's mean again, one of the option, if we still within this range, having entry. The another option is having this sell setup. What we expect, at least get the sharp move, a small flag before we get the trade. Now the question is within this range we can get. If we want to trade we want to look for trade setup, we should move to a lower time frame. But how about if the price start to correct or move similar to what I'm drawing here? That means like move like a corrective. If I move a bit higher, then it can get, it is better for us. It can give us a better opportunity to look for the sell setup. Okay. Anyway, whether we want to look for sell, whether we want to have entry, or we wait for the bigger correction to look for the trade setup. This is how we can look for sell. Beside that, how about if, beside that, if you want to look for buy, if the price start to move similar to what I draw in terms of the corrective, we cannot buy that. Okay, the only way we can look for buy, whether from here or the price move higher, if we get any sharp move. If I remove it, if we get any sharp move or correction, then we can look for buy. Because as I explained, this one can be a correction for the next move down, or this is the start of the up move, as I explained based on forward chart. Then if we want to look for buy, we need then a sharp move correction before we take the trade. If the price start to move similar to what I draw here, corrective, we are not going to look for buy. Okay, anyway, we don't have any trade setup. The only thing is we need to wait and see what we will get from this correction next week, because this one based on the different analysis can give us a buy or sell. And if we look for sell, whether by having entry below this or we get the sell setup within this range, if we look for, we get any sell setup, as long as the price break this low, came to this low, we need to start to manage it. Because I explained based on forward chart. One of the, if we look for this big correction, okay, if the price drop, we will have both, two different way to look at the flat. If you put this one up, one of them is the flat cannot break this low. For example, I draw similar to what I have. The another option, this one can break this low before reverse. At that time, we will have a different type expanding. Okay. Anyway, if we get any sell, any down move, as long as the price broke this low, we need to start to manage it, because we are not sure how deep it can go. Anyway, this is again just some information, and in this case we just wait to see what we will get from this by next week. Then if I see any update, any changes or any trade setup, I will share on YouTube. Thanks.